Okay, so my name is Fadhlan, and now I'm going to present my final test. So the first one that I have is inspiration. So inspiration for me is well tried and tested ideas. So there were two sectors that I was interested in. The first one is food and beverage. The second one is fashion, which inspired me to create local brands, and I thought I could do something with it. The first one is Chari Jajan, which is a street food vendors finder app with relevant infos. So you would the location, the reviews, the menu, the prices, and everything. On the fashion side of things is Saint Velvet, which is a fashion brand, emphasizing the designers' stories. We wanted to empower designers to be able to express themselves and create a platform with it. That is the core idea of Saint Velvet. For Charijajan, we made a simple food blog in free sites, and we created our own sites with street food vendors info, so we can edit it and it would connect to Google Maps. It was actually functional, and we had developed a system where the street food vendors can edit it themselves. So the next step is Chari Sarapan. This was what we found out after that. This prospect was found out after we gained the vendors' data, and we thought, we can make something else with this, So we were developing some sort of a simple prototype. We delivered breakfast to dormitories and to university students who lived near the campus in groups, and we would mark up the price. For Saint Velvet, the prototyping is pretty straightforward. Since this is not a platform, not an app, we contracted 3 designers with our products. They delivered us the thought process, and we linked it with QR codes so people would be able to see the thought process or the meaning behind the art in terms of the designs. Okay, so next up is adoption. We ended up abandoning Charijajan and Chari Sarapan because it's too complex. We didn't have any who have backgrounds in tech, basically. And big companies like GrabFood and GoFood, they started they started to aim at street food vendors, and we wouldn't have any chance if they decided to go that direction. Well, and we had no revenue model, so it wasn't sustainable. We couldn't really develop a model that works really well. And lastly, there was a pandemic which causes the loss of our segment. What remained was Saint Velvet, which is the fashion one. And we started doing 3D projects. We got funding, private, not from investors, still funding. And we got new team members who are actual designers, and we got contacts who are relevant to what we're doing. Saint Velvet has an online presence in marketplaces and social medias, which is the norm these days. And with our art concepts finalized and communicated with artists and team members, we will have certain quantity that would be produced for the batch, and it would be our payback period, and we just have to repeat the rhythm. So for scaling, we haven't really scaled that much. We still do everything manually in limited quantities, but we're planning to go there. First of all, I would have focused on how to gain revenue and work on the tech-heavy idea, which was the application and the platform as a side. The reason why I said this is because I didn't do that. I focused on the tech-heavy and didn't learn anything about gaining revenue. So I would like to repeat and do that. Well, the second was just more agile and swift in general. I wasn't, I could have done better in terms of handling things. Actually, there wasn't any major decisions that let the company just go astray, but actually it was the lack of decision. Decision making was slow. It would have been better to just go push decisions like 1, 2, 3 and just handle the consequence later instead of not progressing at all. The fact that we were able to create a prototype for an app or a website was pretty big, and I thought it was a huge step for me. I chose Mukle. He's an artist, an Indonesian artist, which was in Forbes 30 under 30, and I think his brand is just really strong in the streetwear world, which is where my interest lies in. And he really started small as well. Like he just started painting designs on sneakers, and actually got recognized by Korean curators, which in turn would rise him to his fame as of right now. The first one is know inside out of the industry. If you know the industry, if you know the industry's stakeholders, then it would be easier for you to move around and just plan ahead of time, and you would have a clear directions on where to go and who to contact. The second one is not everyone's opinion matter. You just have to focus on your audience. This is really important. He's an artist and someone who's developing a streetwear brand. I wouldn't have to worry about someone else's opinions if I have my audience. The third one is ideals are important, but connecting is more. It's about the degree of compromise. Okay, so I can't find a lot of pictures of the journey, but here are some of that I found on my Instagram story, and this was team meetings for Charity Jajan before we pivoted. Our team meetings were conducted like this, like so. It's all casuals, but we did get some work done. The final exam. This was before the pivot in Bukalapak. We haven't pivoted yet here. This is still Charity Jajan and Charity Sarapan. Now this is Saint Velvet right now. We have a variety of product. We got jackets. We got t-shirts, which is our main product. This is what we call a product development. Well, we're still learning how to do 3D. So these artists are our key partners that we have contract with. They would do the design for us, and they would get a share of the revenue. I'm just gonna read this. I found out that I'm not cut out to be the initiator based on my experience here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I really think so. Currently, I'm planning to work on local creative industry. The plans for my livelihood is still abstract, but I'd like to hone my personal skills. Like videography, graphic, motion designs, and Japanese while I'm here. I would more likely to follow someone in the creative world than creating my own business as of right now. Currently, I don't have any plans for continuing school as well, so I would go in that direction. Okay, so that's it for me. From me, thank you.